In this video, I will show you how to configure your X-Touch Compact or any other Midi device to control grandma 3 via open stage control and get motorized feedback and LED button feedback. Let's get started. First of all, you need a program called Open Stage Control. You can find the links in the descriptions. So, we download it for Windows, because I'm on Windows, and I will save that into my Documents folder. The second thing we need is a program or some extensions called pam-osc. We go to the GitHub page, and under the releases, we can download the current source code. And we also save this in the Documents folder. Now, in the Documents folder, we unpack the first zip with the open stage control. And then we unpack the pam-osc. Okay, let's go into the open stage control folder. There's a second folder, and we start a program called Open Stage Control. There's a Windows warning the first time you start it because you download it from the internet. When you start it, it looks something like this. So first of all, we load a pre-configuration. Go to the three dots and hit load. Now go to your Documents folder and into your pam-osc folder. There you find the Open Stage Control config.config. Open it. And now a few things are already predefined. Next step is to load the custom module. Open the folder again. And now we need to load the pam-osc module.js. Please make sure to select this file. My X-Touch Compact has already powered and is connected to the USB. If you haven't connected your Midi device, please do this now. Now we can hit the three dots and list our Midi devices. Here we can see our inputs and outputs. My X-Touch Compact is connected to the input 0 and to the output 1. Now we need to configure the Midi slot correctly. I have the X-Touch Compact 1 and it's on port input 0 and output 1. That is already correct. You can find the existing mappings on the GitHub under the section Wikis, and there you can find all of the existing mappings and also little documentations and some images how they are mapped. If you are using the big X-Touch, please make sure you are in the MC USB mode. Okay, now let's get back to Open Stage Control. Here we can configure our IP address. If we run everything local, we can just use the 127.0.0.1 with the send port 9003 and the OSC port 9004. Okay, now let's hit play. It asks me if I want to allow it, and yes, I want to allow it. What we can do, when I move the faders, nothing shows up. We can stop that and enable debug. And if we start it again, we can see that there are a lot of Midi messages coming in, and you already see some outgoing OSC messages. Now, let's start grandma. As you can see, I already have a little show with a few with a playback, a group, and a master fader in it. The first thing we need to do is to enable a session. You can see it's currently red. So the important thing is to select our interface with the IP address we have configured in OpenStage Control. There we select our localhost and create a session. As we can see, everything is green and we are the idle master. It's very important, if you have multiple stations in there, that the station you are sending to is the master. Now we need to configure the in and out for OSC. So go into the settings, in and out, and go to the OSC tab. For our interface, we also select our loopback address. Now we need to have 2 lines in here. Our destination of both should be 127.0.0.1, or the IP address you're running from. The port for the first line should be 9003, for the second line 9004. Prefix, data pool, all of this stays the same, but for the fader range we have to set both lines to 127. Our first line should receive comments, and our second line should only send comments and not send, so only send a comment. Now we enable output and enable input. And now when we move our fader, we can see that the fader in grandMA is also moving. But when I move the fader in grandMA, nothing is happening on the X-Touch. The second thing we need to do is to import our plugin. Therefore, we go back to our documents in the pam-osc folder, and there we have the folder grandMA3 library. Now we copy that. Therefore, we go to our C program data. If you don't see the folder program data, you need to enable hidden folders. MA Lightning technology, and now we just paste our grandMA3 library. Now we can go back to grandMA and hit an empty plugins pool. Right click it and hit import. Then you can find already the pam-osc plugin. Hit import and close. As you can see, nothing happened because these 3 faders are already up. But if I now move the fader, you can see it works. Great. I can go into the settings and enable, for example, the colors or the names if I have the big X-Touch with the display, but I won't need that. But what I need to enable is the automatic resend buttons. This does resend every few seconds the LED for the sequences, because the small X-Touch sometimes have issues. So now I have everything running, and I can go a page down. And you see the faders are moving and the button lights up. And now I'm in my first page, and I can enable, here are the X keys. I can enable the Las Vegas function. Okay, that's about it. If you have any questions, please check out the issue page on GitHub or create a comment. If you liked that video, please feel free to leave a like or subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you next time. Bye!